Okay.
It's the Monster.com Prospect of the Week. Normally, it's just me talking about a prospect, but now it's me talking to one. Ooh. We spoke to Jordan Palmer the other day, and this is one of his pupils, if you will, right now, getting ready for a combine and an NFL draft. He is a guy who broke my heart in the Fiesta Bowl, quite frankly, from TCU, joining us right here. Heisman Trophy finalist Max Duggan on the Rich Eisen Show. How you been, Max?
Hey, good. How's it going? Thanks for having me on.
Of course. It's just me being as high class as I possibly can be, Max. I'm a Michigan Wolverine. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Yeah, I kind of knew a little bit. Sorry about the Fiesta Bowl.
I appreciate that. That's kind of what I was fishing for. But so talk to me about your ascension and what you think may have clicked for you to put you on a Heisman podium this past year, Max.
Yeah, I was surrounded by a lot of great people, with Coach Dykes coming in and Coach Riley, obviously great offensive minds between those two. They just put so much confidence in us as players and our program to go out there, be confident, play loose, be aggressive, kind of be bold. And it allowed for, myself to kind of go play, my ball and how I kind of think I played best, and it allowed for us to, be successful this year.
And so just outside of that, though, did the game slow down for you in any way, shape, or form, do you think, this year?
I don't know if it slowed down. I was fortunate enough to have to play the last 3 years, so I'd been under center. I had some starts under my belt, but I think it was just going out there and not worrying about making a mistake or trying to be perfect every time, just letting the game come to you. Be confident out there and kind of see what happens.
Well, I wanted the Fiesta Bowl to slow down a little bit, I'll be honest with you, from my perspective, because it seemed like you guys were on a roll. What was it like in the locker room before that game in Arizona, Max Duggan?
Yeah, that was a fun game. I think a lot of people were just, not nervous. I think just anxious to go out there and play a game in, that magnitude against an opponent like Michigan. We were going in confident. We had a great week of preparation, or I guess weeks of preparation going into that game. But again, just going in there and not letting the game be too big, not playing tight, anything like that, just playing loose, playing free, and just playing our game, and we're able to go back and forth, and which was an entertaining game, and we were able to come out on top.
What about the idea that folks were saying that you didn't belong in the Final Four? Was that something you used, Max?
Yeah, so we never really talked about it, and with Coach Dykes, he always talked about it. No opinion outside of our walls, no opinion outside of our program really mattered. We see ourselves how we see ourselves, and we went in confident. We knew that we were a great team, but we knew that we had to play really well to beat an opponent like Michigan. So we didn't want to worry about what other people were saying about us, though. And
then in terms of the national championship game, was that a spotlight that you guys got caught up in? Was it just not your day? What do you chalk up to that one, Max?
Yeah, I think it was just it comes down to one of those nights where you just get your butt kicked. Obviously, Georgia is such a talented team with talented players. They have a phenomenal coaching staff, and it was one of those games, one of those nights where we didn't play very well. They played really well, and we just got our butts kicked by them. That's just kind of how it went that night.
Heisman Trophy runner-up, Davey O'Brien Award winner, Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year, Max Duggan, here on the Rich Eisen Show. How are you prepping for the Combine, Max? Walk me through it.
Yeah, it's been good. I'm out here in Southern California or Orange County with Jordan Palmer, training with him. So I'm doing a lot, speed training, strength training, throwing with him, interview prep, getting on the board, physical therapy, all that. So it's been a good process, and I'm looking forward to the Combine.
Yeah, they're long-ass days, man. I'll tell you, I've been in the Combine for almost 20 years, and I can't believe it's a long week. I mean, you're gonna see a bunch of doctors. Teams are like, what are you prepping from teams? Like, are you prepping the crazy question front at all, Max?
Yeah, I think you're going to get the questions like that, but I think just being confident in what your story is and who you are, where you came from, your career at TCU, you've been able to get up on the board and talk some ball, be able to just grow that relationship. I think teams just want to get to know who the guy is and who they're interviewing and what type of person they're going to be getting if they decide to, get you on their team.
Who was your player growing up? Who was the guy you emulated, Max?
So I grew up a Packers fan, so I watched Favre and I watched Aaron Rodgers a bunch growing up. So those are the two guys that I watched a ton.
You sure you didn't watch Favre as a Viking? I mean, how old are you, Max? I mean, I'm trying to do the math.
21.
21. So you watched Favre on like what, YouTube videos or something like that? Is that what you?
No, I was young enough. I was young, but I remember though. I remember Favre in a Packers uniform.
Okay, and Rodgers, have you spoken to Rodgers? And have you ever met him?
No, yeah, I haven't spoken to him. I don't have a relationship with him. It was just as a kid growing up, you watch him, and obviously I'm a Midwest kid, and Packers were my team growing up. So.
Where are you from?
Iowa.
Okay, so you're from Iowa. Have you spoken to Kurt Warner? Have you ever met Kurt, Max? You ever spoken to him?
I have not met Kurt, but yeah, he's a legend in the state of Iowa, though.
Yes.
What a great story, Kurt had of working at Hy-Vee and then having the career that he did.
Yeah,
yeah, it's pretty incredible.
Okay, yeah, but also, I'm sure he was kind of rooting against you in the Big 12 game. His son plays for Kansas State, but
he did. They got the better end of it, though, so I think he was pretty happy.
Yeah, eventually. So okay, so who do you model your game after then? Would you say?
A guy that I watched a lot, even lately, was Joe Burrow. What he does with his movements and efficient movements and how he is in a pocket. I don't know if I would say I play like him. Probably someone I kind of play like would be probably Jalen Hurts. Just kind of that tough-minded leader. Can make the throws anytime. Can lead a group of men. Spot through adversity. Things of that sort.
Well, one thing that Jordan Palmer told us the other day, Max, that kind of took me by surprise is that you've never had sort of a personal coach or the intensive coaching outside of obviously your school programs like the one that you're getting right now. That you never went to a camp or anything like that sort of thing, Max.
Yeah, so I never had a private coach. My entire life I played 4 sports in high school, so all off seasons. While guys were probably traveling around the country 7-on-7, I was playing baseball or basketball or running track, and then even in college. Just being at TCU and just getting a bag of balls and going to throw it to guys in the indoor. So this has been fun for me to really specialize my development and really hone in on, things that I need to work on that I think will really help my trajectory as a football player.
Okay. So then I'll ask the same question I asked of Jalen Hurts, since you mentioned how you try to model your game off of him. And obviously, I would imagine leadership style as well. I'll ask you the same question I asked him when I spoke to him before the draft is, what will a team get if they draft Max Duggan? Max?
Yeah, I think just an extremely competitive person that knows how to lead a group of men. I think those intangible assets are kind of the most important. I think, at this level, everybody can throw, everybody can run, but I think just having that competitive nature and having a leader where a group of men can follow. Obviously now, I'm working on development of mechanics and footwork that will just even, project my development as a player. That'll help me become a better player. But I think the competitive, tenacity and leader is the most important that teams will kind of get from me.
And do you have your schedule as to who you're interviewing with next week? Do you have that yet?
I don't have my schedule. There's a couple teams that I know I'll be meeting with, but I don't have the exact schedule yet.
All right, now I need names, Max. You got to cough it up. Who are you meeting with next week? What do you got?
I don't know yet. I promise. I might have to talk to. Have to do some phone calls and figure it out.
Okay, I don't want to. So, all right. You know what? I'm sorry I put you on the spot. I'm not trying to get you in trouble. So that means you're meeting with the Patriots. Okay. No, okay.
I truly don't know. I promise,
okay.
Rich. If I knew, I'd tell you.
Okay, very good. But you're going to meet with some teams next week, and you're going to go crush it. And I look forward to watching you do that, Max. And it's been great to meet with you here. And I just watching you play again. You crushed my my heart. And by the way, an 11-year-old son too. I mean, but
come on,
Rich. It was tough to watch for me. But watching you ascend this year was great. And I particularly was caught by your press conference after losing the Big 12 championship game. To me, watching people in defeat is just as telling as watching anybody in victory. And I was very impressed by that, Max, to be very honest with you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I think in the day of age of where we get into sports, I think it kind of becomes almost weak to show vulnerability. I think people see that as, being weak, but I think, these are these guys' lives. This is passion. So to care so much about something and to show emotion, I think is is okay, and I hope I showed people that. It's okay to care about something, and the passion you have for something. It's okay to show emotion.
1,000,000%, Max. I mean, this is trust me. I was surrounded by jubilant TCU fans in the Fiesta Bowl, and then I did go to the national championship game and watched the TCU fans have a totally different reaction in that game. It means so much to them. It means so much to them, and it means so much to you. I think that it's important to show 1,000,000%. If you're emotional like that, wear it on your sleeve. I think that is a sign of strength. 1,000,000%, Max.
Yeah. So whether you are a player, whether you've been a fan for 40+ years, so many people put so much effort and experience and have so many memories of a team or whatever it may be. So to show your emotion, I think it's really okay.
Well, it was the first TCU game I've ever seen in person, Max. I was like, well, what are they doing the air quotes thing for? And then I realized it's the Horned Frogs thing. I don't know the air quotes. Looks.
Oh yeah, I know. Everyone kind of looks at it a little bit different, but yeah, that's our hand sign, our hand signal.
Okay, and last one for you. Have you spoken to Dalton? Do you have a relationship with Andy Dalton at all, Max?
Yeah. Andy's he's been such a great relationship with me and someone that I can go to for advice. Obviously he's extremely busy during the season when we're playing, but he still finds time to reach out to me, whether it's a call, whether it's a text of telling me, words of advice or encouragement, or, he watched the game and he's loving the way that we're playing and we're leading. So he's been a great resource for myself and TCU and just the Fort Worth community.
Max Duggan, he's good people. So are you. And I appreciate you taking the time right here on the Rich Eisen Show.
Yes,
Thank you, sir. I'll see you in Indianapolis.
Thanks for having me on, Rich.
I look forward to seeing you in person in Indianapolis. That's Max Duggan heading off to the Combine. Heisman Trophy finalist, Davey O'Brien winner, Pac-12 offensive, Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year. And amongst all that, maybe most importantly, the Rich Eisen Show Monster.com Prospect of the Week. Sponsored by Monster.com. Monster.com can help you tackle the job search and make your next career move. It's time to get off the sidelines. Go to Monster.com and win the job hunt. Max Duggan, the Monster.com Prospect of the Week. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.